If your Earth is in Mars, if your Mars is in Earth, if your Mars sign is in Earth, this is for you. Okay, I need you to take a look at how you're not allowing yourself to breathe. I feel like I'm trying to put everything on my plate, all right? Mars is a sign of action. What are you doing after this eclipse? That's kind of what we're checking in on here. What are you doing after this eclipse? So check the Mars sign, see if it's an Earth. Earth energy is grounding and stable. Now, what does an Earth sign do when they take action? They plan, right? They know, right? They're just grounded in every approach because it's a big picture that you're painting right now. And I see you like putting little things and tiny little touches into the bigger plan, the bigger picture. But you're also being shown where you are taking like each little nitpicky thing instead of like looking at it from the outside whole perspective. So I'm being told to flip off the top. Okay. The evil queen energy. You deserve sugar, not salt. So this makes total sense here. When you see the hands, the long black nails, protective energy, right? There's beautiful blues and oranges and reds here. The balance of water and fire. That's what's happening, and it's in your hands. The sugar coming out of the hands. What is happening is you're the one that has to sweeten up your life and sweeten up those little spaces that you have the plan in, okay? So the big plan we're talking about, the painting the picture of the plan. If you take these sugar cubes and you place each little one, it's like a drop of a touch in that action to take you to that next step. That's going to open up the space and ground you into that energy. But you can't overthink the plan. You can't overforce the plan. It kind of has to unveil itself to you. And the problem is with Earth energy and Mars is you're trying to take a more grounded, a practical approach, which is fantastic, but that means working with all the elements. That doesn't mean just sitting in with like water and fire. See how water and fire are blending to create action? The air is catching the cubes, right? What are we missing here? We have earth, air, fire, water, ether, energy, right? Energy's in between the air, in between the hands. You're creating this next actionable phase in your life. But what you're doing here, slow down and celebrate yourself. The feast is you, okay? So see this, the feast. She's sitting in her throne. She's got all these things around her. And you take a look at like how the oranges, the apples, there's spider webs here. The thing that I noticed is the flame isn't lit here in the torches, which is telling me your flame is waiting to come in and take approach, but you have to put the little sugar cubes in the different spaces in order to take that approach. When you see the black energy here, it's black energy of the clothing, blue energy of the jacket. It's a protective energy. You're already grounded in that space, but blue is more of like, I'm going to flow in that energy. I'm going to open my creative side. The cobwebs are signifying that there's some stagnant energy that has to move, what you're going to be experiencing, but that's not a force, it's a flow. So that's going to be stepping into your space. I keep seeing like the month of October for you, most definitely. I don't feel like you're understanding. I have a little spider here, so thank you, spider. A little confirmation. It was a little baby spider. A little confirmation. The spider webs that you're creating is you're holding on to past tense things, and the cobwebs have to move themselves. But with earth energy and the actionable approach, it's going to do it on its own. But you have to start blending, working with it all, taking that step into the plan. You can kind of see on the throne here is pink. So you're in that magnetic energy. You already know that you're loving yourself, taking care of yourself. A lot of self-care energy is going to go into this. The fruits of your labor are coming out. The drink glass on the floor, like the little, cup on the floor. You can't over pour into yourself without over pouring into what you want around you. Because the more you over pour is going to like make it so you don't feel wholesome. You don't feel right. You don't feel like what am I doing wrong? You're just going to keep over pouring. Take a look at where you're over pouring in your life. That's where you have to ignite those flames for balance on each side of you. The air energy is going to be significant for you. I keep seeing Gemini energy. So I don't know if you're talking to a Gemini, you have a friend that's a Gemini. I keep hearing like lean on that like twin energy. The balance is Libra, but in a sense, sometimes Gemini energy is that talking motion of how it's moving. Make sure that you're leaning in on the right energy of that, because talking too much is not the balance you're needing. You're needing the flow of it, which can also be balancing into like, maybe I need to reserve myself and not talk as much. I just saw 444. So, okay, we have the feather card, which is think before you judge. And they're playing light as a feather, stiff as a board. This is coming into your space for you. Okay, so see the flame around the friendship, right? Around the friendship circle. There's hearts, there's pink, there's black, there's hats. Everybody's protecting their space, but I want you to look at yourself as the person that's being lifted. You have to allow yourself to be lifted up by other people and yourself. Because if you take a look at how there's a little cauldron up here, how there's books, there's flames, there's skulls, there's crystals, they have literally a wooden floor, which is a tree, right? Balance, grounding, the moons and the curtains, waving of the air, right? You're flowing with the ebb and flow of the astrology energy around you, the moon energy around you. But when you take a look at the big picture of who you are and who you're becoming, it's not who you think you are. It's what you are looking to create. And if you don't take action and looking to create and put those little sugar cubes in spaces, right back to the front, you're going to have the cracks in the foundation. The people around you are part of your foundation. You can't push them away. The places that you're going are going to require you to stop overpouring and overflowing into other people's cups. Stop giving and giving and giving. Find the right people around you, because that's going to help you take actionable approach. The cauldron energy here, though, I'm being told that you have to keep stirring the love into your life, because if you keep taking the self-love that you have built and you stir it into your life and the people around you, that is where you're going to feel more grounded, and you're going to get more creative in your actionable approach to the next chapter of your life. I'm also being shown Taylor Swift. What's that? Teardrops on My Guitar. Like, you know, I know it's such a silly song. Like, he's the reason for the teardrops on my guitar. Back when Taylor Swift was country. And you may not listen to Taylor Swift. That's okay. But like, teardrops on the guitar. I want you to look at that. Not the whole song, right? But how the drops of water are stepping into the musical space. They are being created. It's a creation. Energy is everywhere. Music is a big thing for you. Why don't you allow the water, go get into the energy of the water? Maybe you have a water sign around you. Maybe you have a water moon sign. Maybe you're just craving peace and quiet by the front of the water. Allow the water to step into your musical space, your creative space, and work on the ebb and flow. You have to start getting a little bit creative some days. Maybe you have to craft some days. Maybe you have to sit outside and sit in nature and just enjoy it for a few days. Maybe you have to listen to a flowing water. The more you sit in the creative flow of your water, the better you'll feel. I'm also seeing 9s are significant and 5s are significant. So you might be seeing 999, 555. I'm also being shown blue butterflies, which is pretty cool. But at the same time, take what resonates. And I'll catch you on the next one.